What's happening, YouTube? Look who pops in at the very nick of time.
That's
It's the
right.
big home Harry. And my man got a shirt on that say legalize being black. When the hell did we become illegal?
Wait, say that one more time.
When did we become illegal? Your shirt say legalize being black. When did we become illegal?
Man, the way they're blasting us in the streets, man, we must be illegal.
I sure hope not, brother. I sure hope not.
Well,
It's a whole lot going on. I want to apologize to everybody. Sorry I missed yesterday. Had some internet issues I had to get worked out with Spectrum, sorry ass. All I can say is 5G, get here as quickly as possible. But we're going to bring that fire today. So let me tell you what we got going on, Larry. How would you like to see movies in the Walmart parking lot? I got that story.
oh, there it is. I knew something was coming. Somebody was
Man.
gonna figure out the drive-in or the walk-up thing outside.
You better believe it. And what bigger capitalist than Walmart? We also have another Karen. You know, we've got curbside Karen, we got parking lot Karen, we got museum Karen, we got campus Karen. Now we got Starbucks Karen. And
Here we go.
Yeah, man, we're going to have to dig all in her too. And then when it gets to the movies, we got two trailers to watch. One starring Charlize Theron, who is she's on my list of people I like in Hollywood. Then we got someone that's been on my list since Fresh Prince. Nia Long has a new trailer with Omar Epps. We got to check that one out. Yeah, man.
All right.
Then I got a Marvel leak for you. I know you like leaks. You like leaks like the faucet leaks in the kitchen. You like them like that, don't you? I got you that. And then we're going to end on some stocks, what was hot, what was not. And I'm going to show you guys a video on Workhorse. And if you haven't heard me speak about that on any of my social media, I'm raving about that stock. And in the video at the end, I'm going to show you why. Shout out to everybody that's in there. Miss Chris, what's up? She loves your t-shirt game, Larry. What about mine? Can Michelle Obama get some love in green? You know what I'm saying?
She can. Michelle Obama is legit. You know?
And it's going to always be a legit force. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to jump into the number one story on this list tonight. That is Starbucks Karen. Jesus Christ, man. And in my opinion, this story is so simple. But Larry, I'll let you do some judging on it. Take a look.
Refused service over a face mask. An incident between a customer and a Starbucks employee goes viral. Fox 5's Jeff McAdam joins us live from Claremont with that story. Jeff.
Hi, Maria. Yeah, well, it was the customer who took the interaction to social media, hoping that people online would see where she was coming from. But by looking at the comments, it seems that most people are siding with the employee. Take a look. Here's what we're talking about. We blurred the names and the faces just out of safety. We had to. A woman posted a picture of the employee along with the caption which reads, "Meet blank from Starbucks, who refused to serve me because I'm not wearing a mask. Next time, we'll wait for cops and bring a medical exemption." The post has over 80,000 comments in the past 24 hours. Most of the people siding with the employee, who we've been told is a young guy, maybe just 17 years old. The county says individual businesses have every right to refuse service to someone, even if they have a medical exemption to wearing a mask. And the county went even a step further today to say essentially this woman was out of line, saying she could have stayed outside or gone through a drive-through. Well, this story may have a silver lining. The community rallying behind the employee. One guy starting a GoFundMe for the kid, and it blew up. Over $8,000 collected so far.
Just so that I could go ahead and send the kid a tip. And originally I was just planning on putting all of the money, giving it to my buddy Charles and having him take it on over to the Starbucks location, not realizing that it was going to take off nearly the way that it did. I mean, originally I set the goal as $1,000, and to me that was a stretch. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get this kid $1,000.
Well, Larry, they can't show her face, but damn it, I can, because we're what? We're on YouTube. This is Amber Lynn Gilles, whatever the hell she calls herself. And Larry, to me, this is simple. This is simple, Larry. This is simple. I mean, it's very simple. If you do not want to go in the store in a county where they're mandating you wear a mask, they're mandating this. If you don't want to go in the store, stay your ass home and make a nasty ass latte or go through the drive-through window. I mean, take your pick. Don't get in there and start cussing this kid out. They didn't tell y'all about that part. She got in there. She was belligerent. She was cussing the kid out. By all witness accounts, he remained very, very patient. He remained very, very professional. And they eventually got her out of there. So, Larry, I give it to you, but it's so simple to me. Stay home, go through the drive-through, and if you're still screaming this crap about it's a government control, no, the control is we need you to control the coronavirus. So either you want the economy to get better so we're not wearing masks, or you don't. It's your ball, Larry. I threw the alley-oop to you. Please dunk it.
Yeah, man. I feel like if you're not running around, if you're running around not wearing a mask, and you act a fool like that, and somebody feels threatened, I think.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Larry? Oh boy. I feel
like in that case, you should be. There we go.
Yeah.
Did your spectrum crap out on you?
Nah. I mean, I hear you. You disappeared and you came back, and now you're frozen. Okay, I can hear you again.
Maybe that was on my end.
Oh, I done hyped up my internet now. Good God Almighty, that thing run like a Tesla. I'm ready to go.
So, I was watching some videos today on Facebook, and I was seeing these videos where they had these Karens out there in these various stores in restaurants, and they would get mad at because people are asking them to wear a mask, and then they would get upset and start coughing on people.
What?
And I'm like,
are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not joking.
Larry, that's assault. That, as a matter of fact,
at this point, I mean, that's assault with a deadly weapon. You should be able to, at that point, defend yourself. And if that means that you're like, if you have to say, well, I didn't want to swing bust her temple open and put her down on the ground unconscious, but I was afraid that if I didn't, she was going to keep coughing on me and spreading the virus on me, so I knocked her out. That should be a legitimate defense at this point. If you're some crazy ass Karen, crazy as anybody, coughing on people and you get busted in your head, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Well, this lady ain't cough on nobody. Yeah. This lady didn't cough on anyone, but she tried to go off on somebody. And it's as simple as this. Y'all, I've heard this defense from people in her ilk before. It's a private business. They can set whatever the hell rules they want as long as they're not discriminating. You go in every store I go into, you have to have on a shirt, you have to have on shoes, and because of the condition and the nature of the coronavirus right now, they want you to have on a mask because you coming in there without that mask have the opportunity to ruin their commerce by making their workers sick, and furthermore, making everybody else sick by leaving your droplets on all the particles and stuff in the building. So nah, man, I gives two shakes in a McDonald's coffee house about what this woman had to say. She needs to put on the mask, take her ass home. And furthermore, they need to start citing people, Larry. They need to start finding people who, when the county or your state puts out that you need to wear the mask in public and you're not wearing it, you got to take this mess serious, man. I'm tired of Rona. Yeah. I got a baby coming in 5 days, and I want to take her out and be carefree. But that's not going to happen until y'all stop.
I want them to cite people too. My problem with them citing people is we know how laws are enforced in this country. What's going to happen is they're going to start citing black people like crazy. There's going to be a bunch of black folks in places that don't have money that are going to get fined, and then they're going to end up getting locked up because they don't have money to pay their fines, and they're not even going to bother. They're not going to bother going to the suburbs. They're not going to bother going to the nicer neighborhoods. They're not going to bother going to the white neighborhoods. They're just going to go after poor folks, black folks, brown folks. They're not going to go after everyone equally. And so part of me is like, yeah, I want them to actually start finding people, but I mean, when stuff like that happens, when you have people going off like that and refusing to wear masks, like I saw a video earlier where some dude was like basically trying to fight his way into a Walmart because the Walmart said you can't come in without a mask. And dude, like, seriously was fighting to get in there without a mask. I'm like, dude, and you're right. As Lamont said, people get up there with their sanctimonious self-righteousness and start screaming, "This is America. I have rights." No, you don't. You have the right. Here's the thing. Your rights, for the most part, in this country are designed to protect you from the government. And that's it. It does not protect you from private citizens. If you go to somebody's house, you can't just say whatever you want. If you're in that person's house, that person can tell you to shut the fuck up. Excuse my French. Sorry.
And get out.
They can tell you to shut up.
And get out.
If you don't want to, get out. You don't have the right to stay in a private place, whether that be a residence or business, and do what you want to do. The moment you step onto private property, you have to adhere to the rules that private property sets forth. And if you don't want to, they have the right to leave. And if you refuse to leave, you then are actually committing a crime because you're trespassing. So
yeah, man. And then the chick gonna try to lie, talk about she's got a medical condition. Bruh, there is hardly any medical conditions that would merit you wear a mask. And if they do merit you wear a mask, most of them are to protect you from making somebody else sick. And bruh, she just missed me with that one, man. I'm moving on because it's really a nothing burger for me. But the fact that she tried to go online and get people to justify her stupidity, that's what made it a story. But you know what? Wear a damn mask or stay home. Moving right along. Now we're going to get to the fun stuff. So I know some of y'all missing movies. I know Larry don't think that we're going to be able to see Marvel movies until me and him get our AARP cards.
Oh,
but
wait. I have to tell you before you go further.
Yeah.
My 50th birthday is on July 12th.
And
wow. I got a piece of mail inviting me to join AARP like 2 days ago.
Dang, dude. Whoa. Whoa, yeah, brother.
Hilarious.
Yeah. You making that climb, brother. I hope that I look as good as you do when I get there in another decade or so. But anyway, we're tired of waiting to have to go see Marvel for decades. Fix this Rona. But Walmart is trying to take advantage of a loophole, of a hole in the marketplace.
Walmart is transforming 160 of its store parking lots into drive-in theaters. That's starting next month. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, drive-ins have been making a bit of a comeback. They're a safer alternative to a traditional movie theater that remain closed in much of the United States. Walmart is teaming up with Tribeca Enterprises for the films, locations, and movie titles. Those have not been announced yet. We'll see what's coming to a Walmart near you.
That could be big.
Now, Larry, wait a minute, but you said you done with Walmart. So you mean to tell me that if they get the right movie for a drive-in in their parking lot, are you saying you're going to summit Walmart and sit in the parking lot?
I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. And even if I do, I'm going to say I didn't.
You liar. Now you lying like San Diego Karen, talking about you got a medical condition. Hey, come on, man. You can be honest with us.
In all seriousness, it could be a lot of fun. I used to enjoy going to the drive-in when I was younger. I went to the drive-in from the time I was a kid all the way up to when I was in undergrad. I had a lot of fun,
Okay.
And so I could see him bringing it back. It's a good way, I think, for people to be out and enjoy themselves. And, assuming the weather's good, that's the only time that it really goes bad is when the weather's bad. I mean, if it's cold, it's not a big deal. But if it starts to rain, then it sucks,
So that it just leads me to ask a whole lot of questions that they didn't answer. So they haven't released what theaters are going to be having this parking lot movie theater. Excuse me, they haven't released what Walmarts are going to have it. Secondly, what are they going to charge? And do you think they will somehow try to control you having snacks in your car, or would they be encouraging you to maybe walk in Walmart, buy a snack? What you think?
You know what they could do, actually? They could actually have a special drive-in app set up so that once you're there, if they do like they did at the actual drive-in movies where they tell you which number to go to and they have the different aisles with the numbers, you could order food from that drive-in app and have somebody bring it to your car.
They might do that.
So
you
might
that.
show up with your own stuff, but maybe your kids want some candy, or maybe you want soda or something else, and you hop on your Walmart drive-in app and say, yeah, I would like to get some Junior Mints or some licorice or whatever, and then you pay for it right in the app, and boom, a couple minutes later, someone shows up to your window and brings you your candy and your snacks.
See, here you go. You meant to say liquor. You try to say, I caught that, sneaky. You meant to say liquor. You're going to go to Walmart, have them bring you malt liquor right to the car while you're watching Avengers Age of Neutron, whatever you're watching. and you're just going to be sitting in the parking lot getting faded. But I really want to know, what are they going to charge and which Walmarts are going to do it. And they mentioned that they're partnering with a specific movie outlet, but I don't know what movies that outlet is producing or if they have anything big. So I will try it if they get the right movie. And I honestly think that this could be the reimagining of something that people love from the 60s all the way to the late 80s.
Yeah, I feel like this would have been a good place for AMC or Regal or somebody to partner with. They should have partnered with Walmart because they already have the licenses to show these movies. And so if they already have the agreements in place, it would just be a difference of saying, okay, well, we're going to show them at such and such location instead of this other instead of our in-place theater, our indoor theater. And that would have worked out well, I think, for both parties. But what I see really happening could be is that this could just end up being a new revenue stream for Walmart. It really could be something where you start to see Walmart go in, either use their parking lots or find open spaces and just start Walmart movies. I mean, the Walmart has enough power from its stores to say, hey, we want access to these movies in our theaters and we want them exclusive. Like Walmart has done stuff where they've said we want exclusive rights to this DVD or this movie to only be in DVD at our stores, and we only want this movie to be on streaming on our platforms. And they could do the same thing if they have enough of these theaters open, enough of these sort of drive-in things open in the parking lots. They could demand exclusivity like that and make it work.
Walmart owns Vudu. Have you heard of Vudu?
Yeah,
Walmart owns them, and they have a partnership with a company called Spark. And so, they already got select movies that they do business with. And Walmart, typically, they buy up a big space and they have extra parking across the whole parking lot. So I could easily see this being a reimagining of something that used to not work, but because of the times we living in, you get this cranking quick enough, man, Walmart could be capitalizing on some revenue. So I'll follow the story and see where it goes, man. I'm hoping for the best. I'm still not going to buy any Walmart stock anytime soon until I see how this pans out.
Right.
So next on deck, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to watch movie trailers and see if we're going to watch them. The first one is called The Old Guard with Charlize Theron, one of my old babes that I had to cut loose because I got married. Take a look. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what you're really watching. And by the way, this drops on the 10th of July. If you've ever watched anything dealing with the X-Men and Wolverine, these women and those group of people have his healing factor. What you just seen was basically the Weapon X story minus the way they did it in Marvel. When I can remember people talking about that graphic novel back in the day and how they felt like they took a lot of their influence from Wolverine's power. That's basically what Wolverine's power is. He heals, he never dies. And what's going on with this group of people is someone has found out that these people are alive and living that can't die, and this scientist and doctor want to kill them, so they have to go out and fight to protect that secret. For me, I'm watching it as soon as it drops on Netflix. Larry, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I saw this trailer a few weeks ago, and I was really I was hyped up on it. It immediately went on my watch list, so I'm looking forward to this one. It looks like it's going to be action packed. Again, like you, I'm a Charlize Theron fan. You know, I mean, she used to rock with me. I don't know why you didn't I don't know why you didn't negotiate her into that marriage contract or the prenup or something. I don't know why you had to give her up. So,
man, because man, I had too many on the team. I mean, I had to trim it down to a throuple. And even then, I had to cut somebody loose off that too, man. I can't. My wife ain't going for that. She was okay with. I forgot the girl name. That Scarlett Johansson. I had to cut her loose. Legit. I had to cut her loose. She was okay with Tessa Thompson. Had to cut her loose. She was okay with Charlize Theron. But when I jumped that broom, I had to cut all those unhealthy attachments before I got married loose. And, there it is, man. There ain't no more room in my life but for 2 women, 2 girls. And that's it. You. And here we go.
There's only room for 2 in my life, too. My wife and Halle Berry.
Oh, let's see. Larry's wife, I ain't co-sign on none of that. None of it. And here we go with oldie but goodie Nia Long, Omar Epps teaming up again in what looks to be a black rendition with a male of Fatal Attraction, but the name of the story is Fatal Affair. Take a look at this. Oh man, let me say the good things first. First of all, Nia Long, black don't crack. I'll say that. Next, anytime some old acquaintance that you meet says, we should get together and catch up sometime, what you need to say to them is, we can catch up on Facebook. You don't say, we're going to go out and have drinks. No. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, I think this story plot, I like the people in the story, but I feel like we've seen this storyline over and over and over again. To me, it feels a little bit like the rehashing of Fatal Attraction with African Americans. It's just that it's not going to be quite as crazy as Fatal Attraction was with Glenn Close. Now, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to hold my teeth, hold my ridicule for after seeing it. But I feel like we all know how the story is going to play. Having said that, Larry, what you going to do on the strength of Nia Long and Omar Epps?
Well, first and foremost, Denise Jackson says it drops on her birthday, which is July 10th. So happy early birthday.
Happy birthday.
My birthday is 2 days later. So, celebrate together. Honestly, I mean, I may watch it if I don't have anything else to do, but it just looks like a straight reboot. I mean, I feel like there's been enough of these shows out there. There's been the American versions, there's been the UK version, the Euro versions, and they've had another American version. It's just a story that's been done so many times and it's been done so recently. I feel like it's too early for me anyways, but I get it. They're doing it with a black cast. Maybe they're figuring, hey, maybe some of the black folks didn't see these other movies because they were white movies. So if we market it to them, they'll watch it. Maybe they'll push it towards a younger audience, and that younger audience will then, maybe they didn't see the old version. So maybe we're just outside the demographic of this movie, either because of age or whatever. But I mean, I may check it out, like I said, if there's nothing else on. But I'm not adding it to my watch list. I'm not making a point of seeing it. It's just a remake that's been remade too soon.
Yeah. So we've been accused of being haters after all the nice things I said about Nia Long, Omar Epps, and the other gentlemen in that cast. The only thing we're hating on is the remixing of an old storyline. We've seen this in Fatal Attraction. We've seen this in Obsession with Beyonce. And what was the one with Megan Good and Homeboy from the Barbershop? That was the same thing.
Yeah.
We've just seen this has just been done over and over and over again. And I would like to see these characters in something with a different spin, use a different spin.
I mean, just the whole psychotic, unrequited love story is just, it's whack. I'll tell you what could have made this interesting. And, I'm not normally pushing the whole gay thing because.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
But I'll tell you what could have been interesting about this. If it had been that person was out there and had a one-night stand or something, or a short affair with someone of the same sex, and then you have this whole dynamic of you have this crazy person coming in trying to do the whole Fatal Attraction, plus the person is up there married in a heterosexual relationship. So now not only they trying not to reveal that they cheated, but they're also not trying to reveal, that they had a same-sex affair or whatever. And so that could have added maybe an interesting dynamic, because then you could have played on some other cultural phenom things that were going on. But this right here is just a straight up reboot.
Yeah, see, I thought you was going to go the route of, make it a throuple and make make each part of the throuple a different race. And then you have one person step out on the throuple with, someone who's not in the race, and then they're gay or lesbian, and then you make that person crazy. Then you have that person mess around with someone else in the throuple to make them all. See, I thought you was going there.
No, I wasn't going that far. But the whole throuple thing could have been interesting if one person stepped out and the other two just sort of like went Looney Tunes trying to bring them back. But I think if they would have done this story where the person having the affair was having a same-sex affair, that would have added a different dynamic to the story that we hadn't seen before on the screen, and I think that would have been more interesting, especially since I feel like this story is done like almost every other year. It's like they're putting out another movie with the same storyline.
So on the strength of Omar Epps and Nia Long, I will try to watch it. But I'll let you guys know, man. But I'm gonna be raw and real. If it's not good because you're remixing the old storyline, I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. I mean, say what y'all want to say about me. I'm a fan of those people, but I'm gonna keep the storyline real. Now, Larry, it's time for some more fun. We got Marvel leaks, baby. Woo!
There we
got
go.
Marvel leaks. You're finding this channel for the first time. Please subscribe. We cover everything on this channel: TV shows, movies, Marvel, Tesla, stock. The stock is coming right after this Marvel leak. So they've got leaked footage of the Winter Soldier and the Falcon, and you see a potential villain in this leaked footage. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your jock straps or your panty drawers, whichever one you're wearing, and take a look at this.
Leaked videos from the set of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they are very exciting to watch. We have action sequences between John Walker as the new Captain America, and also Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, is there as well. We also have a new scene with a female character fighting US Agent, and we believe this to actually be a major character in this series because we believe that she's going to be a part of the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolt Ross's Thunderbolts have been reported to be coming to the MCU, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the Black Widow movie are said to set them up. And it seems like we may have our first footage of one of those characters, Songbird, right here. Here's the first leak scene that we got, and it's of the new Captain America US Agent John Walker. Now, as you can see here, he is wearing the full Captain America uniform, and he actually looks a lot like Steve Rogers. It even looks like he has blonde hair similar to Steve Rogers as well. Now, this may not actually be Wyatt Russell, it may be his stunt double preparing for a scene, and as we're about to see, he wears his helmet, his Captain America helmet, in this scene, but he has a full Captain America uniform on. But then we have another leaked video that's of the same scene. It's taking place at the same location at the same time, but it's of the Winter Soldier fighting somebody. Now, in this scene, we can see that he's clearly fighting somebody because there are hostages in this truck. He defeats one of the guys, and then he goes to the back of the truck to open it and let people out. We've kind of seen footage of this before, but from a different angle. But the great part about this is it feels very Captain America-esque. The fighting styles look like they're coming directly from a Captain America film, which is great because that's really what people want. And remember, they're shooting this like a movie. Anthony Mackie recently revealed that The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to feel like a long 6 to 8 hour film. It's not going to feel like a TV show, and the production and the crew even said that they've never shot a TV show like this before. It's different than anything that they've done in the past. So it's really going to feel like you're watching a Captain America movie. But let's move on to this new leaked video that we got between US Agent, the new Captain America, fighting a woman. Now, as you can see, everything in the background is on fire. And as you can see in the background, there are multiple people fighting Captain America at this point. There's hostages in this van, and Captain America and the Winter Soldier went to rescue them. But as you can tell in this video, Captain America, US Agent Captain America, is clearly fighting a woman. And who we believe this woman to be is Songbird. Now, we've had other leaked photos of a woman in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series in the past, which we believe to be Songbird as well. The photos that we saw in the past definitely have resemblance to the comic book character. And the reason that it's such a big deal that she is appearing in this series is because of the Thunderbolts. We know that Thunderbolt Ross is going to be pretty heavily involved in this show. He's going to be the one to give the Super Soldier Serum to US Agent John Walker. Now, the Super Soldier Serum is actually and secretly going to be controlling John Walker. But the point being is that Thunderbolt Ross is really trying to be in charge. Now, Songbird in the comics originally starts off as a super villain, but she turns into a hero, or at least an anti-villain, when she joins the Thunderbolts in the comics. And that's what we think will happen here. She'll either be caught and arrested, and Thunderbolt Ross will offer her a chance of freedom if she joins the Thunderbolts and does his tasks. Or at this point in time, she's already working for Thunderbolt Ross secretly. Because this event right here with this leaked footage that we see could be staged by Thunderbolt Ross. We know that after the events of Civil War, he doesn't like not being able to control the Avengers and other superheroes. And we know that Sam is not going to take the Captain America mantle. And we know that Bucky obviously defied him during Civil War as well. And then you take into the fact that the Super Soldier Serum that US Agent has is probably mind controlling him, and Thunderbolt Ross is in charge of that. This probably all is some type of scheme to set up Bucky and Sam. But more will be revealed as soon as the Falcon and the Winter Soldier resumes production, which is said to be very soon.
Did he actually call that fight between that woman and Captain America a fight? Larry, was we watching the same footage? I mean, because all I saw was her getting her ass whipped. Look, you know I'm excited for everything they're getting ready to do on the Disney Plus app. That ain't do nothing for me. That ain't do nothing for me. It didn't heighten my level of anticipation. It didn't really lower it either. It was just, okay, you got a leak. That was a mediocre leak to me. But Larry, I give it to you.
Yeah, I felt like, it was okay. I'm not gonna hate on him. I guess, part of my thought when I was watching that is, why are they having Captain America fight a woman? That's that's not a good look. I know it happens. It's just never a really good look when they do it. Captain America is supposed to be the All-American dude, which I can't imagine an All-American dude would go beat up a woman.
Well, this is a mind-controlled woman. I mean, a mind-controlled Captain America.
Gotcha. And I was a little disappointed they couldn't get the original Bucky back. I was like, I know they lost Captain America, but I see that they still kept Anthony Mackie. I just wish they would have been able to have the original Bucky.
They're going to still have that Bucky. You talking about the Bucky from the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to still have him.
So who's the dude that was in the shot with Anthony Mackie?
That was the guy that played the Winter Soldier.
That wasn't the dude from the movies.
That was the dude from the movies, man.
No, he looks totally different.
That was the guy from the movies, man.
I'm about to do some IMDb-ing tonight.
Yeah, IMDb, brother. IMDb, man. You got to keep up with me with this Marvel stuff, man.
I
That's
guess
him.
so.
That's Sebastian Stan, man. That is
Okay.
Sebastian Stan. Mike Willie is telling me to chill out. He's saying that this is going to be a perfect tie-in. And, Mike, I don't doubt that. I believe you, brother. All I'm saying is this leak, not the show, but just this leak didn't do anything for me. This leak, I could have done without the leak. Like I said, it didn't change my anticipation. It didn't lower anything. It's just that I just didn't get excited by the leak. I'm glad to know that the Thunderbolts are going to be tied in. I kind of have a feeling they was going to do that because they're also tying this series into the movies as well, which I think is another good move. But in terms of the leak itself, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. And I guess with that, we'll move on to what some of you guys been waiting for the whole night, the stock section. But before we do that, let me shout out my brother Howard McQuarters. I seen you drop that super chat, brother, and this is for you.
Crashing Karens.
Man, some falls never get old.
Just crashing Karens.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Big Brother Howard, for that super chat, man. That was for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've talked to everyone who's got that Robinhood app, either on Instagram, Facebook, somewhere up here, about a couple of stocks I felt like you should have bought Monday. One of those was Workhorse. And by the way, shout out to all my people that bought Tesla in March when it was $450 because you followed this channel. And if you kept it, today you're sitting on $1,200 for one share. That stock is unstoppable. They had great second quarter sales. They exceeded expectations and sold 90-some thousand units during Corona, and the Fremont factory was shut down for 7 weeks. So that's why they've got so much buzz, so much generation in their stock. Don't buy no Tesla right now. Wait for the next dip. Wait for the next. Now, I do believe in the company long term. So if you believe in the company over the next 5 years, then yes, buy some. But if you believe that we're going to have another dip, which I do believe, just wait, let it get back down a tick under 1,000 and buy it. But what you can buy before Tesla is this company called Workhorse. That is, they have a contract with the United States government. They have a contract with UPS. Take a look at what they're doing. I got 10 shares on Monday. I tried to get Larry to buy some, but here we go.
Okay, so let's talk about Workhorse right now, and let's go more in depth how I feel about it and should you buy the overall company. And the whole reason why that I feel like people should actually be looking into Workhorse right now is because the initial hype phase, which is a lot of these meme-worthy companies, they usually go vertically up and eventually they do dump. So Workhorse did dump around July 1st, but now it's already recovering, so it's really good. If you check out today, it literally went down like 18% in the morning, automatically got bought up. And just the buying up of the company in just one single day gives me a lot of hope for the overall stock, simply because it just seems like investors love it so much to the point that they won't even let it drop. If you look at the amount of people that own this on Robinhood, it's increasing every single day. There's more people talking about this Workhorse stock than ever before. WKHS, the market cap is growing. It's finally hitting $1 billion, and this is absolutely incredible. And they're honestly hitting some milestones. There are a lot of good news about the company. Therefore, you should definitely check it out. For just the mere price of $18 to $20, you could buy yourself a nice t-shirt, or you could buy a share of Workhorse, which one day could be $30, $40, even $50. And who knows, it might even be the next mini logistics electric company. So first things first, let's talk about their vehicles. We're not going to talk about the Horsefly, which is the autonomous drone that's used for delivering packages. That's a little bit far off in the future. Let's talk about the present, this year, and what's going to happen next year. So they currently have two vehicles that absolutely look like giant loaves of bread. You got the C650, which is a smaller van, and the C1000, which is used to haul bigger items. So what is Workhorse? If you guys have been living under the rock, it's pretty much built specifically for the last mile delivery sector. Now, we all know the Tesla Semi and the Nikola Motors truck, they're super cool, I get it, but those big trucks usually ship from major shipping facilities from point A to point B, like Miami to New York City to Lexington. You get the idea. They usually pick them up from like major cargo and shipping docks, and you're not going to be seeing a giant semi truck unloading your tiny little Amazon package in your small neighborhood. That's not going to happen. Semi trucks can't even fit in most neighborhoods. So usually those are left for the work of these smaller logistic vehicles like the one you see here, which you usually see outside in your neighborhood. And these are the vehicles, these are the guys that actually deliver the packages to your front doorstep directly. You're not going to be seeing a giant Optimus Prime truck delivering your little packages. It doesn't happen like that. So far, they're purely electric, which is the whole reason why the stock is doing so well. The design of the vehicles are really good. We can see there's like a lot of cubic square feet with each of the trucks. And also, they're pretty well tied with the mobile app, and also there's technology in general, which makes it super appealing, especially we live in this really nice digital age. And a lot of these major companies are looking for a new renovation of their fleet because their fleets are mostly consist of gasoline cars. We all know that gasoline cars, they cost a lot of money, so going electric, and a lot of these workhorse vehicles aren't even that pricey. So a lot of companies are looking at workhorse because they've already received certification from the US government on the safety sector, meaning that these vehicles are safe to drive. If you produce one of these vehicles, you could sell them immediately because they've already passed like the safety regulations. And by the way, Lordstown, they own about 10% of Lordstown Motors, which is something that you guys should definitely check out. If you own 10% of like a company in general, if that company makes a lot of money and makes a lot of hype, the company that owns 10% is going to get some cut of that revenue as well. So Workhorse, not only are they making their own very nice electric last mile logistic vehicles, but they also own 10% of Lordstown Motors, which of course have just created their first electric pickup truck. Now, they have about 1,100 orders pending with UPS and other guys out there. This is really, really big, and it's expecting, according to the CEO, that it will be making 300 to 400 trucks this year. And this is 2020. So if they actually start producing, cranking out these electric vehicles for delivery, starts giving it to UPS, US Postal Service, FedEx, those guys out there, their stock is going to absolutely explode. And if the reviews of the workhorse vehicles really do live up to their name and how good they really are, they're going to be doing really.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about that stock because of the pre-orders, because of the contracts they've got in place with the government, and because they're revving up their manufacturing. That is one I think you should jump on immediately and expect to see a massive return by this time next year. I bought the stock earlier when it was like under $10. And in a week's time, it's going up to about 18. It took the pump. It had a little bit of a dump. Now it's stabilizing right around 18, 19 bucks. Definitely get you some. Larry, what's holding you back from the workhorse?
I mean, it seems like things are really on an upswing right now. So I'm sort of waiting till things crash. I mean, they're closing stuff down again, and I think in the following week, I think we're probably going to see the market take a little bit of a downturn since people are starting to close up. They're starting to mandate mask wearing, and some other preventative measures are starting to be put in place. I think that that people were all hyped up today because it looked like we had positive employment, the job results or job report looked pretty favorable, but it's sort of
deceptive.
Like it's not very, I don't think it's accurate to what's really going on, because it's like they made the report and then you had this explosion of COVID in a number of different cities and most of our states. And so now they're shutting stuff back down and putting more preventative measures in place. And so you're getting people laid off, in a number of cities, in a number of states, they've closed all the bars. They've closed the restaurants indoors. Some cities are considering complete shutdowns again. I mean, there's jobs that are already being lost again. People are going back into unemployment again as we speak. So I don't think I don't think that job report was that accurate. And as a consequence, I think that people were moving on, the market was moving up, and I think it's going to take a pretty steep dip probably the next week or so when people realize, oh, right, the weekly unemployment numbers are going back up again. You know,
I can tell you what sector ain't gonna take a dip. I mean, for those of you that know me, you know I do some digging. Alphabet ain't taking a dip. Amazon is not taking a dip. Probably Spotify is not taking a dip. Facebook, they might dip a little bit, but they're going to come back because it's about to be election season. And then another stock I told you guys to ride high because it's election season, CrowdStrike. Those are 6 stocks I'm telling you from now to the end of the year, you can take to your bank. Take it to the bank, period. Take them to the bank. Did you make any moves today, Larry, other than what we were mentioning?
Yeah, I actually bought. There was an IPO today with a company called Lemonade. Yep. They are an insurance broker. They have an app. Some of you may have used them to buy insurance for, things like homeowners insurance or car insurance. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. But Lemonade came out today. They actually came in at their IPO price was $29, and if you were able to get in at at pre-market and be able to buy in early, you were able to get the IPO price. If not, if you were like the rest of us, slubs, then you had to buy what it opened up as, and it opened up at $50 a share. And so, I mean, that's great for the company. I mean, the IPO was $29. It opened up, on the market $20 higher. So I was debating whether or not to buy any, and so I saw it at 50 when it opened up. I set a reminder on my through TD to send me a message when it hit. I just put it when it hit $1 or higher. That way, I knew that the stock was actually trading. So as soon as I got the message, I jumped in. I jumped in the app. I saw it. It was at $50. I almost bought it, and then I saw that thing jump, bam, just that quick to 52. And I said, "Holy crap, this thing's gonna move!" So I went ahead and bought some, and sure enough, it moved. It went from, its initial IPO price, which was $29, all the way up to $69 where it closed. So they had a good day today. Mm-hmm. So and I got in at 52. So I didn't double my money or almost triple it like some people did, but
hey man,
or double it, I guess. Because you bought it at 20, at 29, it's at 69, almost 70. So you've more than doubled your money for some people. So, but I still made some. I still made some. I'm going to hold on to it for a while because I think that stock's probably going to go. I think that stock's probably going to go to over 100 by the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to go that fast. But the fact that they selling pet insurance in America, there are some people that love their pets more than they love minorities. So I have no doubt that if they've got the right fee structure for the pet insurance, that part of their portfolio for the company is going to take off. I have no doubt about that.
Forget about loving their pets more than minorities. Some of those people love their pets more than their own spouses.
That's a dangerous but good point. They love they cuddle with the pets more than they cuddle with their spouse, and that's a damn shame. They would rather insure the pet and let the spouse just go to the ER and just say, "Hands up, don't shoot." Damn. And for that reason, ladies and gentlemen, Lemonade is another stock I think you should look at, but I think you should wait to see if it comes back down into the 40s. Wait. I'm with Larry now. I do believe we're going to see a double dip. We might not see the dip be as harsh as March was, but we're getting new COVID cases that are just going up and up and up every day. Yeah. Everybody is doing everything they can to fight closing the country again. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got too many people that refuse to wear a mask, refuse to do all the other things to stay COVID free. That is going to result in, if not the whole country, a good portion of the country is going to have to shut down. And when that does, the market is not going to like that. And that is going to be the time when you jump back in there and you start buying stuff up. So
yeah, I did buy a couple of other ones today.
What you get?
I bought Solo, and Solo is a Canadian company that's making electric vehicles, and so yeah, you know, they were having a good day. I was thinking about it. I said, why not? So I pulled the trigger and bought a little bit. So
How much was it? How much was it per share?
I bought in at $3, and it closed at $3.31. So
Okay. So
yeah.
so now I got more questions for you. Did you look at Neo? Did you look at Plug? Some of these ones I've been pushing for like 3 months now.
I did not buy Plug, but I did pick up some shares of Neo.
Okay.
So
okay.
I got in, let me see, what did I get on Neo? I got in on Neo at I got in at Neo at 888. So it went up, it closed at, I think it closed at like at 9 something, at 9 what did it close at? It closed at 938. So
okay.
I did all right. I mean,
that's good for the first week.
Share.
So for those of you that don't know about Neo, that's another one. If you're on my list where I do send out to the people that super chat me or subscribe to Patreon, I send out a list of the top stocks I'm looking at, and they have to go through a 5-tier process that I do to make sure that they fit all the criteria I need them to do to grow. And Neo is an electric car company that's big in China. Think of them as China's version of Tesla, just not quite as expensive. They did their sales report for Q2 today as well. And ladies and gentlemen, they exceeded their sales by 15%. Because China has been up and rolling for a long time because they got their acts together with coronavirus.
Right.
We still dragging our feet.
And Neo is not moving nearly as many vehicles as Tesla is. So
they're newer. They're newer. And you give them some time, that stock could easily jump to about $50 to $100. Because, like I said, they're having issues keeping up with their demand as well because they're so new. But they did go past the exception. They sold 30-some thousand vehicles in Q2, whereas Tesla sold 90,000. But you got to think,
supposed to deliver, I think, 75 or something like that.
That was it, man. But Neo is only in 2 marketplaces. They haven't hit Europe, who's big into electric cars. They haven't hit America. They haven't hit Canada. They haven't hit South America. So, ladies and gentlemen, that particular stock, Neo, has a huge amount of growth potential. Put it on your radar. Take a look at it. Let us know what you think.
I think I might pick some more up. I'm kind of waiting on that one. I kind of want to wait and see if it dips again in the next week or so, and then maybe I'll pick up some more shares. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. I'm
not gonna wait too long on it because I don't want it to get out of reach for me.
Tim Windsor, the ticker sign is NIO. Neo as an NIO. I'm thinking about, man, I'm looking at Blink. I'm already in Plug heavily. I'm already in Neo heavily. I'm in Workhorse heavily. And you know, I sold 3 shares of Tesla this week to buy Amazon, and that has done great. And I also picked up some more gold, and I also invested in something called ASG, the All-Star Liberty Growth Fund, which is a fund, index fund, but it's also a dividend fund. And it's like $6 or $7. And I picked them up, and they've been growing this week as well. So for those of you that ASG. So for those of you that are looking for a good dividend fund that the stock actually grows to, as well as pay a dividend, because when you're doing dividend stocks, what you'll oftentimes see is that the stock itself, instead of growing in value over the last 5 years, they lose value because their main objective is to pay that dividend. So when I research these stocks, I see which ones are paying a dividend, but I also like to see growth in the stock as well. And ASG is definitely one of them. And it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive. So I would encourage you guys, if you want to get a dividend back on your money too, along with your stock appreciation, check out the ASG Growth Fund, man. It's a really, really good one.
All right. Yeah, I just checked that one. I grabbed that. I'm gonna I'm gonna watch that. I may pick some up. So
Check that
you
one
mentioned
out.
Blink, and I actually did pick up some Blink today. I grabbed a few shares of Blink.
Man, you did, you old dirty dog.
I did.
I thought you said you was gonna wait, man. No, Lord.
I decided to move, so I grabbed a few shares. I actually probably should have waited towards the end of the day because I bought in probably around the market peak today and got in about at like 560, and they closed at 545. So it's not a big deal, but I probably could have. So as of today, I'm in the red. I probably could have been in the green if I just would have waited towards the end of the day and then bought some. But
Yep. And my people, the other thing I think is important for you guys to know, the stock has peaks and troughs year to year. But what you're shooting for is overall growth year to year. So
Right.
just because the stock just plummets for 2 weeks, don't sell it. Just ride the wave. Ride the wave. One of the ways to be a sound person in investing, especially with stocks, don't chase it when it's running up and buy it when it seems like it's going in the toilet.
Right. And that is very much dependent on your strategy too. Because
it does depend on your strategy.
Because if you have a short-term strategy, they say don't turn a trade into an investment. So if you have a short-term, if you're looking for a short-term gain on a stock and it's not panning out, then get rid of it. And I'm in that situation. I bought Albertsons, which is a grocery store chain. I bought some Albertsons stock at their IPO last week. And last week, this week? Anyways, I think it was last week. And it's not growing like I wanted to. I thought it was gonna pick up and take off a little bit. That some of the analysts were saying that, buy it if it's under 25. Other people said they expect that it would come in at like 19. I bought it at 15. It's still at 15. And so, part of me is like, I'm going to wait it out maybe for another week or so. And then I'm going to dump it, at least a good portion of it. And I'll make sure I break even on it at least, but I'll probably trim my position half to 3/4 on it and then use that to get in on something else. Maybe I'll buy some NEO or something.
So for some reason, I thought you bought that stock for a long-term play. You really bought it for a quick pump and dump.
Well, this was my thought, right? Because a lot of these IPOs, what happens, they've been going up, like they come in and then they go up like, 30%, 40%. If you're like
lemonade.
Hey, I should have bought in. If I hadn't have bought this Albertsons stock, I probably would have bought more of that. That went up like 160% or something like that, 140%. So my thought is that I would get in, it would move up quickly a bit. I would dump half of it and hold the rest. Mm-hmm. And so, but it's just not moving. It's there, and it's just not moving. So I'm sort of like, well, I'm going to give it I may give it a couple more weeks and see where it is. I was kind of thinking maybe if there's another lockdown that it might move a bit because, a lot of the grocery store stocks, I feel like we're doing fairly well when the lockdown was in place. And if we get back to another lockdown, maybe it'll move. I don't know. It's not like I'm pressed, like I need to get out of it right now. Mm-hmm. Just a little disappointed that it's really flat. Like it's pretty much where it came in at.
Yeah, I understand, man. But I'm with you, man. Get on out of there right now. Put it on somewhere else on Monday. See what happens. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow. We'll have 2 special guests. They've given me, Steve Johnson gave me a stock he wants me to look at. And our special guest tomorrow is going to be Brandon from the Just My Opinions movie reviews channel. And then we're going to have Josh from I Love You 3000 Theories, who reports on Marvel and DC. I'm going to have my stock roundup for the weekend on the 4th. And whatever crazy story I find tomorrow to start the show off, we'll bring all that good stuff to you. Larry, get us out of here, man.
All right, everyone. It has been real. Remember to take care of yourself and each other. Wear a mask and, just be kind. If you see a Karen acting up, just, calmly say, please be kind, and then get out of the way because they are dangerous, and that's all. So with that, I will say to you guys, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.
Peace.